How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lawless, and today I'm just messing around on Grand Theft Auto. I was about to go on SnowRunner, and I accidentally flicked my remote over to Grand Theft Auto on my PlayStation. So I thought, well, I'll give it a quick go, and yeah, things progressed. I stole a loaf. I may or may not have stolen a military plane at some point, but it's not my place to decide, really. It's for the jury to deliberate. The trick is try and murder the jury before they can. Yeah, I originally came on here because I wanted to try it. I was mentioning it the other day with my little off-road route up to the top of Mount Chiliad and then flying back down it. I also kind of wanted to try out some of the off-road vehicles in this game. I suppose, to put it in a nutshell, is kind of like get a bit of a gameplay mechanic perspective as far as SnowRunner goes, see how they're handling in this game. And then yeah, I also had a slight craving for the need for speed. Things progress. I don't know if anyone else does this when I'm at that hospital. I just can't help but run into the hospital guys, and then I kill them, and then the police are on me. Then I have to shoot helicopters out the sky. Then I steal motorbikes. Shit blows up. I'm off. That's pretty much Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, I'm still going to be playing SnowRunner. I was nearly going to go back on it tonight. I was just, as you'll see, I kind of got a little bit distracted, and yeah, things went on a little bit longer. Definitely what she said. Try and nick this thing. I was like, yes, my first four-wheel drive. Get back here, you some bitch. Oh shit. 5-0 on me. I'm out. Super jump. That's what I like. I have to say about Grand Theft Auto. Just acting like a complete maniac. It's all there. It's all there to be done. As I said as well, I managed to find a bloody loaf. What a goddamn horse of a vehicle. It actually managed to transcend intellectual properties just for my entertainment. I mean, if that's not a professional, I don't really know what is. Yeah, things weren't really going too well on this bike, if I'm honest. Police chases and bikes don't really mix on this game. Doesn't look like the guy on the quad was having a much better time though, if I'm honest. And then, of course, we're ducking, we're weaving, we're dodging, but no. And the ambulance crew say, so how did you get your cock stuck in a motorbike engine? Oh well, funny you should ask. See again, all I wanted to do, there's that armour behind, there's in this hospital. Look at it, I was like, oh my god, panicked, nearly got a gun out. I was like, no, don't fuck it up now, don't scare him off. You don't sneak up on a loaf. Well, you do. Turns out. Well, it could be worse. To be fair, it's stock at the minute. I do it up a bit late. It's not very off-roady in this game. It wasn't terrible. It was actually pretty good for not getting shot at for some reason, because it's got quite a lot of windows in it. But tree stumps, goddamn tree stumps, they followed the loaf as well. Couldn't resist, you know. This is half my thing on this game. I just get too distracted, start running over everybody. Nothing ever really happens beyond police chases, shooting everything, dying, starting again. But yeah, it's just like a nice little fun night, just to mess around really. Yeah, SnowRunner's a bit of a slower paced game and all the rest of it, and just to steal some vehicles, go flying around like a maniac. It was pretty good times. I mean, look at him. Oh yes. What a goddamn professional. Copper tried to copy me, but it's just not the same. See that train's like, go on loaf, race the train, goddammit. Make it across them rails. Son of a bitch. Try and swerve off, because any of you that have played GTA 5 know that it absolutely deletes your vehicle when you touch the train. I wish you could steal that train, unless you can now, but the last time I played this... To be honest, the last time I played this was just before SnowRunner released. I was playing MudRunner and this, just essentially waiting for... Was it like the 28th of April? And I think by the beginning of April everyone was just gagging for the game to release. So yeah, I was playing these things to keep myself distracted. Cops there trying to block me. How good the cops are on this game at blocking you when they're in front of you is a piss take, but luckily I managed to pit manoeuvre and we're off. I would have rammed that train, but I was too busy. I was eyeing up the mountain for my route, and then yeah, just as I swerved off I realised it was there. Big old plane shadow just followed me. See again, I know it's not essential to SnowRunner, but some little creatures running around that you may or may not be able to run over would be, well, it's more not for just the sake of running an animal over, but as I was saying on SnowRunner, hypothetically, if you were bombing down a road with some cargo and a moose or a deer ran out in front of you, and you had to make that choice, do you slam on, do you risk jackknifing to miss the moose or whatever, or do you hit the moose and potentially delete half your truck. So it'd be quite a good potential concept to the game, but it'd have to be animals like on this game where they're absolutely just running around like free as anything. If it was kind of like a predestined point where they just dive out, then won't make too many odds. I managed to hit another one. Yeah, this thing obviously in this game is only 2-wheel drive, so even now, that's me trying to reverse, and it was not having any of it. I basically had to kind of slowly manoeuvre it round. I panic now. It turns out I think that guy was just having a conversation, but because I ran him over I think a minute ago, it's like, son of a bitch, is he ringing the police? We'll have none of that in these neck of the woods. Some of them apples. We're off. Flee the scene, Loaf. Deny all knowledge. Yeah, this Loaf's looking a bit rough. There is another version of the Loaf on the game that's got a surfboard on the top. It's the same vehicle, but it's just called like the Surfer version or something. And yeah, it's a lot more immaculate than this thing is, but I don't care. We've got a goddamn horse of a vehicle. We're getting air. Look at the stumps on that. Put SnowRunner stumps to shame. In fact, I might stop complaining about SnowRunner stumps because look at the size of these bastards. Goddamn professional. Yeah, I got a little distracted with a Loaf, if I'm honest. I didn't expect to have a Loaf just pull up alongside me. I mean, what are the chances of all the vehicles in this game, one of the first vehicles I seen was a Loaf? That can't just be coincidence. There's a Hummer, I was considering it, but Loaf action. Yeah, found one with a surfboard. Soon relieved them of that. We swapped. It was a fair trade, he agreed. No backsies. And I absolutely fucked it when I came into the army base. Goddamn America. What have I said about SnowRunner? The American flag on that absolutely stops me dead. And yeah, I'm assuming a tank may have slightly shot me. See, I was trying to keep it SnowRunner themed because I kind of did want to play SnowRunner. I just wanted some speed. Found a logging truck. I was like, yes, you are mine, logging truck. Don't fuck it up now, cops. As far as I was concerned, there was nothing that could stop me from claiming that truck as my own. Got my own logs cruising around. I was about to head up Mount Chiliad. Things were looking good. Cop gave me a little boost. Thought, yep, you do what you like, cop. You do that again, I dare you. Oh no! Looking now like, goodbye logs. Goodbye my loggers. Yeah, typical game. Typical look for me. Eventually though, I found one of these, whatever they're called in the game, Vapid Sand King is it or something. This is actually pretty decent in the game. I quite like it. I remember, I think I've got one or maybe more between all the characters in my garages on this game. Normally I find the like slightly smaller version of this really. It's the one like the cops use. Some of the cops out in the sticks have got like a pickup, or not a pickup, sorry, it's like, it's got all the cab on the back and everything. Yeah, this one though was, to be honest, the best 4x4 I tried all night. I've cut quite a lot of the footage out, but I actually tried like 5 or 10 different 4x4s. This is my route basically, up to the top of Mount Chiliad. You've only just got to go a short distance past the gun shop and the police station that are at like, whatever it's called, is it Palito Bay? Like at the very top end of the Grand Theft Auto map anyway. And then yeah, just a little further along you kind of start cutting over the train tracks, and then there's this line basically up to the top of the Chiliad. It's not a road or anything like that, but just when I was playing it months ago, well in fact it was probably years ago, I think I first did this when I was playing this on the PS3. Yeah, this was like a nice little route I found, which I originally found it while I was trying to run away from cops as usual, and it turns out though it's a good route, but it's not that easy as well. This truck, to be fair, is making it look slightly easier. I've also gone and upgraded this thing, everything on it except I didn't put suspension on this time. Yeah, forgot I wasn't on SnowRunner, tried to murder a tree, damn near murdered me. Luckily, again, this thing is a pretty bloody good truck. It stayed on its wheels pretty well. It all came flooding back to me about now, like, oh yeah, I remember going around that tree now, because it's a goddamn murdering psychopath. But yeah, as you can tell, there's like a little ridge line going all the way along up to the top of Mount Chiliad that you can just about fit a car or 4x4 or whatever along, and well yeah, you can see with the grip and that. Again, this thing is doing pretty bloody good compared to all the other vehicles. I could have left the footage in, but one, it would have made the video longer obviously, and secondly it was like, all you'll hear and see is me revving, and a lot of vehicles in this game don't really seem to behave as four-wheel drives, even if they possibly are. This thing's definitely doing pretty decent though. It's got the power, it's got the grips, probably got a bit of weight to it. And yeah, you'll see once I get to the top of Mount Chiliad, there's like, sort of to the right of me now, like that little gully that goes all the way down the mountain. There's, again, kind of a path that you can follow down there. A lot of the time you end up exploding, because you'll go flying down there too quick. Hit a rock. But, yeah, overall, I just used to like it. I mean, if you really want to go risky, don't armour your truck. In fact, I believe my truck isn't armoured at the minute. You see, apart from the actual terrain deforming and everything, it's, I'd say it's a reasonable little off-road challenge to get up here. Because there's definitely, I kind of know the route pretty damn well now. I've done this, I don't know, hundreds of times I would have thought. I mean, I was a little bit rusty on it this time, but yeah, I kind of remember as I was going up there, each little bump and everything, and where you need to like floor it, let off and all sorts. So trying to get up there first time is actually not that easy. Eventually we're here, I believe on this version of the game, whatever, I've completed Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times. I did it on the PS3 a couple of times, I did it on my brother's PS4, my PS4, probably somebody else's bloody PS4. Yeah, I've got over 2 billion. I assume most people who are playing Grand Theft Auto know the whole thing with saving like the Leicester missions until the end, the assassination missions, and you can play the stock market, make a load of dough. I've got, I believe, like 2,147,000,000 something or other it lets you have in cash. It won't let you go over that, but I've got about another 5 billion per character in stocks as well. Because when it doesn't let you have any more money than that, just keep like moving 2 billion over to a new stock each time, carrying on the missions. And yeah, between all three characters on this game, I've got, I don't know, 20 billion-ish, I would have thought. Some characters have got a bit more than others. I did all like the Epsilon missions with Michael and everything, so I got the stole 2 million off them and use that at the end and all sorts. Yeah, as you can see, if you get it wrong going down this channel, you'll detonate. I swear, if I'm honest, if you're going to be trying this just for a little laugh, I would armour your vehicle. But yeah, you can hear the revs dying now. I usually blip the throttle, but a lot of vehicles, even the 4x4, the Bobcats or whatever they're called in this game and all sorts, was just dying when it got to this point. They couldn't get up even to here. And this thing, to its credit, again, I quite like this truck when I used to play this game, but I didn't really find it a lot. It does seem, I assume there's some update, like, I noticed tonight, for me anyway at least, there seemed to be a few more, I wouldn't go as far as say rare vehicles like that, but you never really seen them very often. Back in the day on Grand Theft Auto 5, I always found it was kind of the same rotation of 10 or 15 cars that had spawned. For example, at some point tonight I found a Sabre Turbo, and you never used to find them back in the day on here. I believe there was like a way you had to race some guy or something. Back on Grand Theft Auto Vice City, if anyone remembers that, you bought the car garage and had a Sabre Turbo in there. I obviously played that way back in the day when that came out, and yeah, that Sabre Turbo was like my favourite car basically on Vice City, so it's pretty good to see it back in GTA 5. See, little bits like that, like you got to hit the right amount of acceleration. If you hit it too hard, you'll just jump up in the air and land back down on the dip. If you go too slow, obviously you'll just like not get your rear wheels up there. You need to hit it at the right point where you still get a little bit of forward momentum, but you actually get a little bit of air as well. And yeah, I actually had quite a lot of fun tonight doing it, to be honest. I don't really bother doing anything like switching tyres. Normally I put high-end, like the big alloy sort of tyres on these trucks, but as I was feeling in a SnowRunner-y mood, I put off-roads on this for once. Yeah, what I normally do when I get this high up, it's really difficult to get up that next bit. I'd say bordering on luck sometimes, so just step down to the right here where you see a little gully with the trees, and you can climb up here a lot easier. I have made it up that other way before, a couple of times, but it's honestly like, you'll basically do a big wheelie, land awkwardly, and then go rolling bloody miles down the hill. And yeah, start again, try driving back up. It's definitely pretty cool though. I've always liked Grand Theft Auto since back in the day. Grand Theft Auto 1, obviously I was a little kid when we had that, and yeah, apparently with Grand Theft Auto 1, for anyone who remembers it, obviously with the bird's eye view and all the rest of it, apparently it was originally supposed to be a racing game, But you imagine a little bit like an early Need for Speed. They wanted like police chasing you as you're doing a racing game. And the way they coded the police in Grand Theft Auto, rather than just chasing the car, they kind of went mental and just kept trying to ram us. And the makers of Grand Theft Auto, yeah, kind of at that point just thought, well, it's pretty funny actually how the police try and chase you and smash into you and all the rest of it. So they kind of switched their idea essentially from a racing game to Grand Theft Auto as we know it today. Obviously ended up being a massive hit, and yeah, the rest is history. But I believe it was supposed to be some, yeah, Need for Speed-esque bird's eye view kind of racing game with police. So, just remove them people out of my photo frame. How dare they? Looking pretty good. Might be the old thumbnail. Yeah, we'll go for another little trek down my little designated path. Yeah, definitely what she said. Yeah, as you can see, you can get some bloody good speed. The amount of times I've ever done this run, maybe 3 or 4 times I've ran it pretty bloody well, where I might have got the odd little roll, nothing like that though. It was like, you can absolutely nail it down there if you get it right, but it's not easy. So again, I believe after the game stole my chance to have my login truck, I came and found one. I have to say, the cab overs looking pretty damn fine in this game. To be honest, the trucks in general are looking pretty good in this game. Even the American version that's got like obviously the long nose and everything, not a cab over or whatever it's called. Yeah, they're looking pretty cool. Pretty nice turning angle on the old trucks as well on this. Stops very quickly when you let go of reverse, just getting used to the different mechanics. So I was almost tempted as well to go on MudRunner, and I'm going to soon anyway, whether I make a video about it or not. I'm just going to go on it for my own curiosity, like mess around with the physics, see what I kind of feels different between SnowRunner and MudRunner. But yeah, one thing I know for sure, well, it got me on this game, to be honest, at the beginning of the night, where I kept trying to hold L1 to change gear and, you know, do all sorts, trying to put it into reverse when I can just squeeze the other trigger. Tell it would be nice on SnowRunner. Yes, just one map blip, and it draws the line itself, the most sensible line. Or mostly, I'll say. It's not 100%, but it's pretty good to be fair. That'd be quite a nice little feature on SnowRunner. Saves having to draw 50 million little dots all over the place, and then you miss one, and then it doesn't tell you when the next ones are. So that's what they could do with on SnowRunner. You know, if you go past one of your dots, they should just carry on, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, sod it, it's gone. Move on to the next one. This guy fancied a game of chicken. Well, what did you learn? Don't play chicken with a loaf-trained professional. That's what he learned. Yeah, cutting through this old wood mill or whatever, I believe they were, was it growing weed here or something? You had to go and rescue your mate from here. Yeah, like I say, I mean, I've got a logging truck. I was having a time of my life. Apart from the terrain physics, well, to be fair, overall, I mean, there's obviously not deformable terrain really in this game, but you can certainly tell the difference between certain terrains, so it made things, in some situations, I mean, this truck motoring along pretty nicely. See just the more speed to the game though, and admittedly I would say like SnowRunner sits on the slow end, this for some situations sits on the fast end. It's obviously purposely more just arcadey and mental, which, yeah, I'm not saying I'd want everything in SnowRunner to be as fast as it is on here, but just having a little bit of speed going is nice, because like I say, you see more of the map every 10 minutes of travel. I suppose that's what I didn't like about that, yeah, Star in the Sky mission. It was just like 10 minutes later, I'm only a little bit further ahead in the same snowy, crappy, tree, wooded bloody area trying to drag a plane around. Whereas other missions, like the Garage Unlock mission on Imandra, I actually enjoyed that. It was one of my favourite missions on Imandra. Yeah, that was pretty cool, because it was like you were just always moving, things were changing, you had a pretty good choice of trucks that you could, well, you obviously pick whatever you want, but the routes and everything were kind of very, you could freestyle it a bit. You obviously had your destination, but it's up to you really how you get there. Whereas, yeah, that Star in the Sky was just pretty regimented and pretty slow. I learnt my lesson going up that other hill. I was trying to be all a bit like sensible, letting off the throttle. I didn't want to make it, you know, taking the piss, flying along too fast. Then I couldn't get up the hill, and then yeah, all that sense got abandoned. Kept a pin, fingers crossed. Sadly though, I've tried before, to be honest, even without a bloody trailer, and yeah, trucks don't really get up to the top of Chiliad very well, even if you follow the road. But yeah, as it had logs on it, had a logging theme. Next up, of course, stole a dump truck, owned them coppers, killed a tree, and we're off to the army base. Yeah. Again, I assume other people get a lot of fun out of doing this. Go flying in the army base, try and steal a one of the fighter jets. Well, you can steal all sorts, to be honest. I've stole, yeah, the Buzzard, the fighter jet, what's the big, like, cargo thing from, like, DC-10 type thing or whatever. Probably not a DC-10, I think that's a jet engine. Yeah, there's some jets to the right. There's the Buzzard. There's that big cargo plane thing, whatever it is. That's by far the hardest to steal, that cargo plane. That took loads of attempts. Because I believe this army base, somewhere, missiles appear that just shoot you as soon as you take off. So, it makes things pretty tricky, especially with that cargo plane. I believe I got shot up when I originally stole it. This one is certainly easier, but you'll see. Again, most people probably would have tried this. Now that cargo bob's flying as well. There is one, like, it's to the right of where I am now. Doesn't always spawn there, but there usually is one. Yeah, if you see, as soon as I take off, something launches a missile and it already hits me, like you don't even hear it whooshing or anything, but this tends to be what gets me out of it. Do a spiral, like, basically, yeah, keep spinning round, but kind of pull up as you're doing it, and you kind of do a big DNA helix spiral, and it's probably the best chance of avoiding the missiles. However, you just heard the plane stalled. I tried to pull up. Like, God damn you, game! It had to do it. So, attempt number 2. You see, what I was trying to do there was switch to another player, but I can't do that while I've got the cops on me. But long story short, if you switch to another player and back to what you were in, it'll fix whatever you're in up. So, obviously, I was in the plane. Yeah, switch and switch back. I can repair the plane that way. Again, I do love flying in there. It's what I, yeah, how the hell I got away with that as well. I think one of the tanks must have shot at me, hit the Buzzard. Somehow it set my fuel tank alight, didn't quite kill me. I'm surprised, to be honest, unless they've tweaked something since I last played this, but I've drove past stuff that's been shot before, and I'm pretty goddamn sure I get blown up every time. One thing I don't know in this military base, though, is there a tank anywhere, or do you have to steal the tank off the people, like, who are driving it? Because I have stole tanks before out here. Again, well, I think I've bought one now anyway off the website, but yeah, I've stole tanks out of here, but they're not easy either. See, again, as soon as you take off, you just get hit by one missile automatically. Kind of keep weaving and ducking and dodging and spinning. Get away with what you can. Oh shit, going again. Pull up. And we're good. Well, sort of. Best thing to do, if you nick a plane, once you dodge all the missiles, just, yeah, do what I'm doing. Point your plane straight up to the sky. You'll soon get, like, the stars flashing. And as you'll say, I got a little bit distracted by a, some type of Boeing. Some type of large craft that I was trying to shoot at. For some reason, it wasn't giving me the lock-on effect at the minute, but we got her in the end. Yeah, what I was distracted. As you can see, I've got no police on me now. I'm playing as, I can't even remember his bloody name. I'll switch to Franklin anyway, and then go switch straight back. And now my plane is all fixed up, so it's not going to do that stalling bullshit, because that's what happened. Like, because you get hit with a missile every single time you leave the base. Yeah, it damages your engine, and that's it. You have a limited time before your plane will eventually just keep farting and stalling, basically, until it just runs out of juice and you go flying down. But if you do the character switch back, it's all good, ready to go. Found me another passenger plane. I'm going in. Got the locked missiles. What did I do? I like doing this, to be honest, even though it's gone wrong many, many times. Kind of fly a bit in front of the plane, and then sort of spin upside down and fly past it. All things considered, first attempt went pretty nice. Oh shit. And we're off. Just seriously rub it into all the passengers that are screaming. If you have a fear of flying, you probably don't want to watch the next couple of minutes. Yeah, eventually I lost the police, went back to the army base because, well, yeah, someone to torment and wind up. Got hit by another missile that just came out of nowhere. Oh shit! Oh double shit! We're good. Having a look around like, who the fuck did that? Start singing fucking Danger Zone in my head. Oh shit! Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up! God damn, okay. I think my ass just bit the seat, but we're good. I was looking for the bloody plane that keeps shooting at me. They always launch one, but I believe some of the missiles, again, do come from the army base, and there's nothing you can do about it. As I said, I've not done this version of my game 100%. I've done all the missions and everything. I've just got to do like all the hidden packages or whatever it really was. But yeah, when you get 100%, there's a UFO above the military base. I believe if you fly near it now, even though you won't be able to see it, it'll still make your screen go a bit fuzzy, like something's interfering with the camera. Gently does it. Yeah, pulled the wrong way on the stick. Absolutely face planted to the floor. Yeah, this is a Sabre Turbo. I didn't quite have time to do it up because I was pretty near the army base anyway, so I just flew here. But yeah, it's one of my favourite cars in this game. Oh, shot me plane up. It takes so long to get in. It's like, dude, you don't need to check the lock. 2 tank shells went over me, 1 hit me. Already stolen. Get hit by some missiles and taken off. Got another missile on me. I was like, oh no! I think I was a few seconds late there to eject. Managed to find one of these things again. Of course, I had to shoot a few people to get it, but we're good. Yeah, I admit this level of jumping is a little bit unrealistic, but I was having a good time. See, goddamn genius manoeuvre this was. Lost the coppers. I believe they were at the garage. Oh. Yeah, a bit of off-roading, and admittedly, again, I know this is kind of now leaning on the opposite end of realism, but there is still trucks that go faster than stuff in SnowRunner, and I appreciate it's a slow game and all the rest of it. However, there is stuff built in real life to overcome boggy, muddy areas with a little bit more oomph than we get from most things. Not all things though, there's some, like, obviously very good trucks in SnowRunner. Things like the Dolphin and Tiger, all that, so it's not impossible. There's hope. Yeah, it was another little attempt at my channel while I was around. I'm pretty goddamn surprised that didn't make me blow up, to be honest, but something... and that, to be fair. This is pretty much the crate. If you get to about here, you're usually alright anyway. He says. Another thing I like as well, it doesn't happen often, but the fact those rocks move, if you kind of hit them all and get them rolling together, eventually, yeah, when you get further down here, you could just like crash here and stop dead, and then you'll have loads of rocks come flying down and smash you up. And I don't really know what the purpose of this is or was, just for the hell of it. See how quick you can get down there, see how much damage you can take. I believe, like, when I originally flew down it, I was just kind of messing around and trying to smash trucks up. Seeing how much I could dent them up, trying to get all like the doors off them, the fenders and everything, see how much, yeah, I could just smash it to pieces. And it turns out, quite a lot. It's funny as well playing this tonight though, because on the one hand, you suddenly realise how handy it is having a winch that you can just press triangle and shoot a winch out like Spider-Man and grab onto something. But on the other hand, yeah, it was nice to have a bit of speed to it. And when you roll on your side or your roof on this game, for anyone who hasn't played it, I'm not getting lucky and just keep landing back on my wheels. It's like, you can, I believe it's the left analog stick, push that left or right, and it just automatically rolls you back to your wheels, which is pretty good to be honest, because, yeah, it's little things like that where I don't mind them taking the realism away in that sense, because for any that have played all the old Grand Theft Autos, like Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City, etc., as soon as you roll your vehicle, pretty much, it starts bursting into flames, and if you're in the middle of nowhere, especially like, yeah, if you're on top of Mount Chiliad and you rolled it, it's just like, oh crap, now I've got a 10-15 minute hike all the way back down the mountain. Things out, I believe this is the one, you look how they get me in the end. It's the type of luck I tend to get on this game. Had a little shoot up. I was going, well, I sort of wasn't going for 5 stars, but I was just trying to shoot everyone near me, and then I was going to steal this cop car and get my ass out of there. I think I'd wound enough of them up. The old SWAT team hanging on the pickup thing. That's the normal. Whatever they're hanging on to, that's the normal pickup I used to go up Mount Chiliad in. Although I found one tonight and tried it, and I don't think it was as good. I used to have a lot more success getting up there, but it just wasn't, I don't know, that Vapid Sand King thing I've been driving. That was way better for getting up there. Yeah, right now, look. Hit my tyre, automatically yanks my car to the right. And I go splatting into the Palito Bay. Well, at least I was right. There's Palito Bay. Yeah, I tried this thing up Mount Chiliad as well. This was not really having it. Fancied myself as Bruce Lee, taking on 2 at once. Didn't even take a smack. What a goddamn loaf train professional. So, stole something else, and we're off again. I usually try to run that guy over. Got that one though. Son of a bitch as usual. They usually got to run him over, remind him it's your plane. Yeah, this is by far my favourite plane, I reckon, out of all the ones you can get. Like I said, that cargo one is just too much of a pain in the arse to try and get out the bloody base. And this has missiles and stuff on it, and what's not to like? As soon as you get a certain height off the floor, see what I mean? Just some shot comes in from nowhere. Start doing the wiggles and the jiggles, trying to avoid it, but already stole him, which is not good. That's why you need to try and lose the cops ASAP. That's why I'm heading to the skies. Well, it was. And then I believe I seen something moving. I'm like, oh hell no, I'm going back. Someone is getting shot again though. Why is it not locking my missiles on to these 2 helicopters? Tried to go for a little sneaky one at the end, but having none of it. And then when that missile hit me, I just couldn't pull up again. Tried to eject. I call bullshit on that. Clearly, I lived. And yeah, last but not least, just a quick little lap in one of the trucks, one of the American style trucks. Throwing sticky bombs or whatever it is at everybody. These things happen from time to time. So I quite like the way trucks you can smash stuff up in this game. That is pretty enjoyable. I tried to throw a sticky bomb at, oh my god, it glitched it, sons of bitches. Well, I threw a sticky bomb at the helicopter, got pretty damn close, I might have winged it, but didn't blow it out the sky. Yeah, going for one last little sneaky mission into the army base, kind of battered that police car into the copper there. Those little van things are pretty good to nick, the police vans, because they've got like bulletproof windows or whatever, so you can't really get shot once you're in them. To be fair though, because this thing's got no back windows, 99% of people shooting it, you don't really get anything. Every now and then you get those tosses, but yeah, ram the side of the vehicle and you usually knock them off. Yeah, those vans are like, you don't get shot at in really. Yeah, my truck's not looking too healthy now. I did have a trailer on it when I first started, but I don't know, I think a copper might have rammed it actually. Goddamn thieving sons of bitches. I tried to run him over. But yeah, this is my last little attempt tonight of stealing a plane. To be honest, the first and second go I believe you've seen were they went pretty goddamn well. Almost lulled me into a false sense of how often I could actually get out of there with the plane, but it turns out from like the last 10 attempts that, yeah, they don't make it easy, I'll give them that. Like I said though, I will be back as normal pretty soon. Yeah, I needed a stupid night, I needed to go and mess around. Shoot some people, shoot everything in fact. I think I made up for months of not shooting anything. See, it's like, why would you even check? Just get in the goddamn thing, let's go. See, what you can do, if you don't want the missiles to shoot at you yet, is keep the plane along the ground, but as you can see, you just get lit up Anyway, that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.